cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, nah, likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running right, see.
All right, welcome to the Fantasy Six-Pack 2022 Fantasy Football Team Previews. In this episode, we're going to be talking about your Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams. There we go.
Where's the Lombardi trophy, Joe?
I wish I had one. That'd be cool. So let's just jump right into things here like we usually do. Start off with our quarterbacks, Matthew Stafford. He finally was able to break into that QB1 last year, finishing, I think, QB4 or QB6 maybe. I forget.
QB6.
It's one of those, yeah. Either way, phenomenal season from him. But the rankers don't think he's going to return that value, so they have him back all the way down to QB 13. I mean, are we undervaluing him as rankers? What do you think, man?
It's understandable to push him back down the ranks again. We have so many good young quarterbacks, good rushing quarterbacks with such good floors. So it's really hard to realistically put Matthew Stafford in that QB1 range again. I mean, yes, he finally broke out last year to do it, but it took 600 passing attempts, 4,800 yards, and 41 touchdowns.
Right.
That's a lot. I know this defense is really good, but man, they had to throw it a lot to basically get his value where he got it last year. I think the defense got better this year with Bobby Wagner in it. I think they plan on, trying to run it a little bit more. They drafted a running back.
Well, they're going to have hopefully better running backs, but
yes,
they may not have healthy running backs already. Yikes.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. The one thing that I take away from this, is which is why I bumped him down my rankings, is he had 17 interceptions, man.
Yeah.
That's scary. So if he doesn't throw for an absurd amount of touchdowns,
those 17 picks,
nowhere near QB1. That's just not happening again.
And some of them, I hate to say it, but some of them looked like Jared Goff interceptions.
They were bad. They were really bad. Look, am I going to hate it if he's my quarterback? No, but I've got him as QB 14, man. I don't like him.
He's got the weapons to do it,
yeah.
but can he do it again? Because it's one of those things. It's one of those situations where the sample size. Most of his career, he was on a bad team. Most of his career, he was never a QB1. First time he was on a good team, he's QB1. There might be some negative regression to those 41 touchdowns.
I mean, look, he had some really good years, even in Detroit, right? I mean, just the touchdowns weren't there. I mean, it
took Megatron to get 40 touchdowns for him in Detroit, though.
Yeah. And I mean, even that year where Galladay, had his amazing season, Stafford wasn't throwing 40. It was, he had obviously Cooper Kupp and everybody else. Amazing, right? Look, if he did it again, I'd be like, all right, sure, we were wrong.
If he does
fine.
It again?
If he does it again, fine. But, here's the other thing with him, right? He could also throw for what?
500 yards?
Well, no. I would say he could throw for like 35 touchdowns and maybe throw for 10 interceptions instead. That's still going to be really good for him. Takes away some of the negatives, right? Takes away the positive for the touchdowns, but it takes away those negative plays. Even if his yards drop to 4,500 instead of 48, he'll still probably be a QB1, but he'll be in like that 10 to 12 range instead of
he'll be in the boring
6,
range.
right? Because there is no running with him, just none. So
nope.
that's where he lacks it. But let's move over here to that running back situation here. So Cam Akers returned last year and shocked everybody by doing so, in my opinion. Darrell Henderson is there, Kyron Williams is there, Jake Funk, Xavier Jones. However, Darrell Henderson's already dealing with a soft tissue injury. I think Kyron Williams broke his foot.
Yep.
I'll say two quick things about that. Darrell Henderson with soft tissue injuries, I'm out. I'm already out, man. You have a soft tissue injury already. Those linger, dude. Kyron Williams, look, a broken bone's a broken bone. But it's a broken bone in his foot?
Where he's got a cut?
I'm out on him. So I actually have not updated my rankings yet before we recorded this. But I guarantee you I'm moving Akers up my board a little bit because I think it's clearly his backfield now. He saw a crazy 20 touches a game almost last year.
Yeah, they made it clear to want to use him when he came back. It
wasn't a great 20 touches, but the fact that they just kept giving him the ball, you were like, well, okay. I guess.
It was almost like they were testing his limit. He's just coming back from this injury. What can how much of a workload can he handle? Yeah, he's not getting many yards for carry, but how much can he carry before he starts, wearing and tearing? That's what it felt like.
I agree with you, man. It was weird, but I mean, so knowing the injuries are already there, and Cam Akers came back and did what he did, are you good at taking him at RB13?
RB13, right on that fringe of RB1. This is actually where I kind of had him honestly ranked last year, kind of on that fringe RB1, where we thought the potential was there. He was in the right offense, the right situation. Fantasy football is all about opportunity and talent mixed together, and it seemed like it was there. It seems like it's there again with these injuries to the backups with Darrell Henderson and Kyron Williams. So I think I do, and I think this is another running back in that dead zone. I think I'm in on this year.
Yeah, like I said, I fully am going to be buying a lot of Cam Akers this year. So moving over here to the receiving room, and of course Cooper Kupp, overall 5, wide receiver 1. Amazing season
with a new contract extension.
By the way, in full PPR, finished as the overall number 1 player, even above Mr. Josh Allen. Allen Robinson comes to town. That's an interesting one to me. We're going to be talking about that. Van Jefferson's still there. Then, a few guys. Tutu Atwell's getting a little hype in OTAs, but okay. All right, Cooper Kupp. I don't think anybody expects him to do exactly what he did last season, but can he replicate wide receiver 1 value again? There's a lot of dudes. I mean, you got Chase, we got Jefferson, there's a lot of guys that can come back and do it.
And wide receiver is one of the most volatile positions in the game. If there's a guy that could do it, yeah, I think Cooper Kupp's the anomaly, kind of like Josh Allen a little bit, being able to have that ability to repeat it. Just because it's kind of insane the chemistry he was able to build with Matthew Stafford in just one calendar year.
Yes.
All right, the back shoulder throws, the being in the perfect place at the right time in the most clutch situations, that throw against Tampa Bay in the playoffs. I know this wasn't fantasy related, but that throw against Tampa Bay in the playoffs to get them at field goal range was just mind blowing. That he just knew he was going to be there, and it was perfect. Imagine a couple of years ago. I mean, I know this isn't the Rams, but you're looking at Jimmy G in the Super Bowl overthrowing Emmanuel Sanders, and now we're blessed with this connection of Matthew Stafford to Cooper Kupp. I think he absolutely has the possibility. Yes, he's going to have regression. He's not going to score as many touchdowns. He's probably not going to have as much yards.
He's probably not going to have 191 targets again, you mean, either?
Well,
that's absurd.
He might. He honestly might. It wouldn't surprise me. Just because Matthew Stafford has that kind of connection with him. Now, it really is going to be dependent on Allen Robinson. We've seen Van Jefferson. He's just kind of a guy in this offense. He's a field stretcher. He's the guy that gives Cooper Kupp the space kind of over the middle to do what he does. But Allen Robinson, my curiosity is with him. Did they bring him in here for the run game, or did they bring him in to relieve some pressure off of Cooper Kupp?
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't.
Because Allen Robinson's respectable. You're not going to be able to double Cooper Kupp and probably leave Allen Robinson one-on-one.
No, and here's my thing with Robinson, right? It's like, man, he's had 2 really terrible seasons in a row now, right? Last year was, you can't possibly get any worse than that, right?
No, you can't.
It just.
You can only go up when you go to a Super Bowl.
And I'll say this. Like in 2020, it was actually a pretty respectable season. Sorry, for some reason I had in my head that he had a really bad 2020 season too. Just last year was just so bad. I guess it felt like
You're
2
probably
really
just thinking about the whole Bears offense.
Yeah. But like, he's 1 season removed from a respectable season and a bad offense. And he's one of these guys that we've always said was quarterback proof. He has by far his best quarterback ever. Right? By far. I mean, come on. He's had Jacksonville and Chicago. Blake Bortles and company, right? And then it was Trubisky and Fields.
Another name for the band, Steve.
So, like, it's just kind of like, oh, man. So now he goes here. It's like, come on. We saw what, like, we were all ready to write off Odell Beckham. Mm-hmm. And look what he did with the Rams.
This offense brings wide receiver 2s to relevancy again.
So I think I am in on Allen Robinson at this point and think he can actually do slightly better than that, to be honest with you. I do have him currently wide receiver 33, not too far off. Again, I am not I have to draft by my rankings type of thing. I rank guys where I rank them because I think, law of averages makes you kind of project them that way type of thing. But, your gut sometimes in the draft room says, you know what? I need a piece of this Rams offense, and Allen Robinson might be my legit last chance to get a top-notch guy at that point. Like, if you didn't get an Akers or Kupp, you're probably going to have to go get Allen Robinson, and I wouldn't hate it. I really don't. I can see why you don't want to do it. Maybe you think he's washed. But the dude's only 28, so I'm kind of feeling he's not washed. So
no.
Let's finish it off here with the tight end room. And we got Tyler Higbee still hanging around. Overall 150, tight end 21. I feel like we don't really care about Higbee anymore. I mean, like, we were all sort of excited about him last year, and he had a couple good games, but not much to really care about, right?
I think he last year was his last year. I think he's a fairy tale now. He's going to be a bye-week fill-in, a DFS play. He has honestly no consistent value, I think, in redraft.
I mean, it's weird. Like, he saw 85 targets, cost 61 of them for 5 touchdowns, but like, I felt like he just didn't really ever do enough.
He's he doesn't feel like he's involved that much in this offense. For how much they passed it. I was
surprised to see 85 targets. So yeah, I mean, 2 of those touchdowns was in week 18. So, whatever that meant, right? So, all right, well, that's it for the Los Angeles Rams. I want to thank you for tuning in and watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave those comments. We love hearing from you, and make sure you check out the rest of our team previews here on the Fantasy Six Pack YouTube channel. See ya.
Spend your money